All right, we're coming at you today with the top 10 rides at Disney World. We've also included some of our favorites that didn't make the top 10 list, and there are 5 of those. The honorable mentions, they're up there as well. But there's a few things that we kind of took into account. We wanted to make sure that, was the ride thrilling? Was it fun? Was it something that we could ride again and again? Theming. Doesn't feel like you're just sitting in a line and they're just kind of getting you through it, or does it feel like it's interactive? So we kind of broke down our favorite rides of each park and then took that list and broke down the favorite rides overall. So we're going to bring you the honorable mentions first, and then we're going to go ahead from 10 down to 1 and show you the best rides of Disney World. And this is including all 4 of the parks: Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. So they're coming at you right now. All right, for honorable mention number 5, this is actually Slinky Dog Dash coming to us from Hollywood Studios Park. Now, why did it make the top 10 for you?
Well, it did make the top 10 for me because, first of all, it's a very hard ride to get on. Unless you want to wait the over hour wait for a ride that really only lasts about 40 seconds. You get a lightning lane and you really only get to ride it once in a day, unless you make it back at the end of the day.
Yeah, or if you want to wait like that 2.5 hours. Like I think when we came upon it, it was 70 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, theming is great. It's a great roller coaster ride for little kids, beginning riders. It's a smooth roller coaster. The theming is great. You're in Andy's backyard. The connects being used as pieces, the blocks, Woody and Jessie are in it. Again, this is one of those that I love. I think you would love to go see it at nighttime with all the lights on.
For me, like, it feels like it's way too hot. That area doesn't have enough trees, yes. So that would be one of the drawbacks why I put it here. One of the other things I would make sure that you understand is sit in the back. The back will give you the best kind of ride.
We did.
Yeah, if you are up in the front, Slinky's head is blocking you, so you can't really see it that well. So overall, I think it was a great ride, but it just didn't have the things that the other ones did that brought it on the list. What would you say?
I said, it's a cute ride. We did love it. I feel like you have to do it. But again, I agree. This area is way too hot to stay in all day, which is why we try to avoid it. All right, so our next honorable mention is Soarin', located in Epcot. Why was this one of our honorable mentions?
For me, you have to have some sort of thrill. This is very similar to Flight of Passage. However, this one is literally, you're just sitting in a chair, you're floating. There's a lot of smells, which I love, but it doesn't feel like you're going at a fast rate of speed. It doesn't feel like you're doing flips or anything of that nature. It's not as immersive.
It's not 3D.
No, but it's starting to get there. And for me, the Soarin' Around the World, which is what this one is, just isn't as good as the original. The original is the best for me.
I would say I do love the scenes. Like, I love going to Africa. I love going to see the castle. I love going to see the Great Wall of China. I will probably never see it in my lifetime, so...
Oh, we will when we go to the other Disney parks.
Maybe. That's a dream of ours, to go to all the other Disney parks. But again, they take you to the pyramids. They take you to the Taj Mahal. My favorite scene is the scene in Fiji. Kind of reminds me of Moana, probably one of my favorite movies.
That's coming up here in a second.
Yes, I love that one, and I love the pretty blue crystal water. It's gorgeous. But I mean, it's a great ride. Waits are... I love it for the fact that you get to wait inside.
Yeah, you get to wait inside. It's nice and air conditioned. It usually has a pretty good wait. It's a fun ride. So like she said, her favorite scene is Fiji. For me, it's here at the end. Seeing Epcot's awesome. Yeah, I know that it's saying that it's the end of the ride, but when you wait for this one spectacular moment, you got to wait. There's Spaceship Earth, and then they put the 2 fireworks up. It's Mickey. You got to love it. Next honorable mention on the list is Haunted Mansion, which comes to us from the Magic Kingdom. It's a little bit different from Disneyland. I like Disneyland better, but why did this not make the top 10 for you?
Well, I mean, I do love this ride. It's one of our favorites. It's not a high thrilling ride for me. You do sit in one of those Omni movers, which is actually one of its benefits because the ride is constantly moving.
It is. Unfortunately, we experienced some downtime with just issues, but
we stopped several times.
We love the Haunted Mansion. We have a bathroom at our house that is themed to the Haunted Mansion, and it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. This ride is a ride that I can ride again and again and never get bored. I always see something new, even though I know they didn't put anything new in it. To me, I'm like, oh, that wasn't here last time. I love this ride.
I love how it's cold inside. you are waiting in line. We waited in line for over an hour, and it was nice to be on the inside. And it's great. It's a cold ride. It's in the dark. It is kind of spooky. So
yeah, I love the Hatbox Ghost, which is currently in Disneyland, and they are getting ready to bring him to Disney World. So I'm excited about that. And then the other part that I just absolutely love is the hitchhiking ghosts. Disney World has a cool scene where they kind of interact with you. They can remove your head. They can appear out of nowhere. But I love this ride. I could ride this again and again. It's one of my favorites.
Not to mention the live action Haunted Mansion that's coming out here in a few days. So can't wait to see that.
Yep, you'll have to catch us for our review on it, because that is definitely a movie that we are going to go see.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so our next honorable mention is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad in Hollywood Studios. This is a fun ride.
It's a fun ride. For me, the reason that it did not make the top 10 is it's not thrilling enough. It's very fun. It's cute. It's got the new live action
track list.
Yeah, the versions of Mickey and Minnie that they have in the new cartoons. It's not enough thrills for me, but I love this ride. I can ride it again and again. What's some of your favorite parts?
I love the music. It is so addictive. I mean, once you start hearing it, you start singing it all day, just random parts of the park. You're like, nothing can stop us now. I don't know how. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It is so catchy, and you just randomly start singing it at some point in your day, and I love the music. It's funny. Mickey and Minnie are funny. I watch the subplot of Pluto because he's hilarious.
Yeah, there's one ride overall, but if you watch just Pluto and you're not watching Mickey and Minnie, you discover that Pluto this entire time has been trying to get that picnic basket that was lost. So you have to kind of crane in certain areas and see where he goes, but it's fun to watch how it all comes together at the very end.
I would say this is my favorite scene in here.
Oh,
Daisy's teaching us how to dance.
Well, my favorite scene's coming up in just a second. It looks like, you're having a great time. We have that. And at the very end, there's a special character that's on Mickey and Minnie's that we just absolutely love. And here he is. It's Chubby.
Chubby!
Chubby's great. Love that little bird.
Our kids love Chubby.
Yep, they have a little stuffed animal of him. I mean, he doesn't do much, but he's a cute little... Last honorable mention is the People Mover. This is in Magic Kingdom. Why did this one not hit you on your top 10?
It's just a people mover. I mean, don't get me wrong. You get to see a lot of the park, and it's a great ride to do when it's hot outside and you just want to get in some shade.
Or, like you see here, storm clouds are brooming.
We stayed out of the rain.
Yeah. The People Mover is one of those rides that you either love or you hate. Most people love it because
it's classic.
It's classic. I missed the one that was in Disneyland. They tried to redo it, and it's just sitting there. All the tracks up there, it's not used. But here in Disney World, you get to see sweeping pictures of the castle. Tron, Space Mountain. It is a great ride, and you can just, if you have a baby, this is a ride to kind of lull them to sleep a little bit. The People Mover is great for me. I love it.
Ooh, look at the lightning in that.
Yeah, just not enough thrill. I would like more thrill. I like the rides that come up and punch you in the face. Like this one, you can see we're driving by Tron. Tron's great. I love seeing it at night.
Everybody says you need to see Tron at nighttime. So typically this doesn't have terribly long wait lines. I wouldn't waste Genie Plus on it. I mean, it's a great ride, but it's just not thrilling.
Yeah, I love this ride. I want to make a point to always ride this every time I'm there because it's just so much fun. I love just going through Tomorrowland, and I think this is the best vantage point for it.
And you get Space Mountain.
Yes, you do.
And now we're hitting our faves. Number 10, Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom. Why is this your favorite?
Again, not my favorite.
Oh, that's right. It's one of my favorites.
It is one of your favorites.
Hence why we're hitting it first thing in the morning to rope drop it.
Yeah, with Genie Plus, what they always do is you're only able to hit any ride once. So if you hit this in the morning with your Genie Plus, then you're waiting in the line the rest of the day for it. It's a fast, thrilling ride. It's in the dark.
Which isn't necessarily bad because the queue is inside.
Yeah, but most of the time this line is very long.
Over an hour.
And usually when it's over an hour, surprisingly, the ride goes
closes.
down. I don't know if that's a Magic Kingdom thing with management or whatever, but why is this one of your favorite rides?
I love, again, it's in the dark. It's a roller coaster. You don't know where you're going. The twists, the turns, the uphills, downhills, and then another downhill, which you don't expect.
Yeah.
So
For me, that's the drawback. Since I don't know where I'm going because my eyes usually haven't adjusted in the dark yet, I get whiplash. The one in Disneyland is a lot smoother. It's got
comfortable.
dual
This
seats.
is not made for tall people.
Got the soundtrack. For us, this is a ride we will always come back to again and again because it's one of your faves.
We do. We typically do it first in the morning and last in the evening.
And then sometimes during the day, if the wait's not too long, or it's just come back on, we'll hop in it again. We didn't do it this time, but sometimes we have.
I was going to say, it's a nice roller coaster. I love it. It's a classic.
Coming in at number 9, Rock and Roller Coaster out of Hollywood Studios. Why did this make our list?
Well, it's another roller coaster, which are things we love. I love the theming in this. It's all on Aerosmith. Again, a lot of the queue is inside. The music. You are playing Aerosmith songs as you're going down, the 5 freeway in California?
Going down I believe it's the 101.
It could be. I thought.
Because the 101 is the Hollywood Freeway, which is...
That makes sense.
I'm from California, so that's what it is. And the Hollywood Freeway is dangerous. It has the most deadly...
It's kind of like this roller coaster.
It is, but the reason this one got put in front of Space Mountain is because it's more thrilling. It goes very fast at the start. It's got the music. If Space Mountain had the music, it might edge this one out because you're going, loving an elevator, all those different Aerosmith songs.
You're going upside down, twists and turns.
Songs.
And again, the music is great. They throw a couple of Aerosmith songs on there, so it's not one song.
And every ride is different. So this ride might have these few Aerosmith songs. This one has this. So you can ride it multiple times and get different things every single time.
I was going to say, we typically try to do this one when we hit Tower of Terror because they are right next to each other.
Yep.
The waits can get kind of long for this one.
They do.
So if you have to, you might only get the Genie Plus on this guy.
Yeah,
or you wait.
Yeah, or hit it first thing. That's what we always do.
Number 8 on our list, Test Track in Epcot. Why do you love this ride?
This one's fun. There is a lot of elements to this, and they've kind of changed it over the years, where you get to design your ride ahead of time, like your physical vehicle, and then you get to see how it rates to power, durability, the way it handles on the road, and it takes you through everything.
So it doesn't make the queue as boring.
No.
Theming.
It gives you time to do stuff where it doesn't feel as long. And then when you go through this and they do the brakes and then you see how anti-lock brakes work and all that stuff, it's fun. But for me, the best part is the end. Yeah,
I gotta say, once you hit that opening, you are just open roading. Is that a word?
It could be.
Oh, well.
We might make it one.
Again, I like this one. It's in the dark. Wow, a lot of our first few ones are in the dark.
In the dark.
I like this ride. It is fast. The wait times do tend to build up long for this. This is one that is affected by thunder and lightning. Hey, look, here we are. We're coming out.
Yeah, if you know that you're going to have thunder and lightning 1 to 3 every single day, you might want to hit this one early. Make sure that you have a Genie for it, because if it goes down with the rain, then you have the Genie.
I love the main turn on that.
It's really good, but Test Track's great. The version of it in Disneyland is a little better with Radiator Springs, but this is a fun one. It makes going 65 feel like you're going 90.
It really felt like it. And don't do your hair that day, because it's going to get messed up.
I don't have that problem, but this ride's great.
We are booking it right now.
Yeah, make sure you definitely go at nighttime, because when you bank this corner at night, it feels like you're going 100.
So if you love adrenaline, this is your ride.
This is definitely your ride. Test Track at Epcot. Coming in at number 7 is another one in Hollywood Studios. This is Rise of the Resistance, the long-awaited ride for Star Wars. Why is this on our list for you?
Theming. I love Star Wars. I am a Star Wars lover. I've watched all the movies. I love it. This is so immersive. Like, you feel like you are truly getting on a ship. You are truly a part of the Resistance, and you're helping them. So, and it's coming into that room and you see all the stormtroopers and the huge screen of the Death Star or Destroyer that was on it. I mean, the animatronics, the lights, the sounds, it's all wonderful. Yeah, for me, the immersion is the biggest part. The one boring part about rides is just waiting in a queue where you just sit there and you go back and forth. This one, I would say 80% of the queue is just going through things. Like you saw Ray talking to BB-8 there. You get on a ship, you feel like you're flying off. It now gets taken over. Once it's taken over, you get off, you see all the stormtroopers. Once you see the stormtroopers, you get taken back to the prison cells. You get put in the prison cells. I love the AT-ATs in this scene. Yeah. It is so larger than life. You're just blown away when you see it for the first time. Whoa, they made this. Yeah. That must be how tall they are in real life. Yeah, by the time you actually get into the ride, it's just
crazy because now you're on this little adventure and you see Kylo Ren come down and chase you. My favorite part of this thing is at the very end. You're going to see here in just a second the surprise on her face because you are stationary. However, you feel like you are dropping and you are flying. But this part was cool, how they actually made his lightsaber come through there. That was pretty awesome. I miss how these guns move back and forth.
I do, but one of the problems with this ride is it goes down a lot.
It does. So if you do have a lightning lane for this one that you purchase, it might give you the, hey, the ride's down, come back a little bit later, and sometimes that happens. But there's your shock part.
I love this ride.
Yeah, this is a great ride. This is how long queues.
Coming in at number 6 on our list is the wildest ride in the wilderness, Big Thunder Mountain in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, this is how you should do a roller coaster. It's high in thrills. It's not flipping you or anything like that. The theming is great. There are different versions of this from Disneyland, Disney World, Disneyland Paris, and each one has their own pros and cons. This one I feel is a longer track in Magic Kingdom, and it has a lot more bumps and everything it does. Whereas Disneyland, the cave scene with the dynamite explosion and fireball, that's pretty awesome. This one would benefit from it.
Well, I feel like this one was a disadvantage to us the time that we just went because it was raining. So we didn't really get to see a lot of the ride because we were trying to cover our eyes from the pellets of rain hitting it.
Yeah.
So,
but it made it better. The rain made it better. This is one of those ones you want to ride early in the day, but also if you get the opportunity, ride it at nighttime.
It's amazing at nighttime too.
It makes it feel like it's faster.
But for right now, it is kind of secluded by itself on the backside of Magic Kingdom because Splash Mountain closed and Tiana's Bayou has not opened. So it is one of those rides that is kind of back in the back of the park. So you feel like you ride it, and then you got to walk all the way to the front of the park to then leave.
There is rumors that they're going to be making a whole bunch of new lands and stuff right behind Big Thunder. So this could be one of the really high points of getting more people back there. But for us, Big Thunder Mountain,
again, another roller coaster. You got to do it.
Yeah, this one is great. Definitely hit it in the rain.
In the back too. Sit in the back.
Yep. Halfway there, coming in at number 5 on the list, is from Animal Kingdom, Expedition Everest.
Hey, we have our first Animal Kingdom ride.
Yeah, and it's one of the top ones. This one, for the longest time, was my number 1, period. It's great. The fact that you, like, drop out backwards.
Oh, that always gets my stomach every time.
It's just great.
Don't eat lunch before you get on this.
Because you're going backwards in kind of a circle, and it makes you feel like you're doing a backflip.
Oh, it's crazy, weird feeling. But again, it's another great roller coaster. Theming, the queue line. Like, you really don't realize you're walking through a queue line because you are looking at pictures and photos and reading. And it's just one of these great themed roller coaster rides.
It really is. I miss having the Yeti be fully functional.
The old Yeti.
Right now, it's what they call Disco Yeti, where they just flash lights to make it appear like it's moving, but it isn't. And it's hard to see it. Before, it had lights on it. Its arm would sit and swoop. And I know they said that there's many reasons, you know, having the ride go down, paying the money to get it back and working. I think that adds extra stuff to this. It's great, especially in Animal Kingdom. There's not a lot going on in Animal Kingdom, and hopefully they will get a whole new refurbishment. But Expedition Everest is one of the main reasons you go to Animal Kingdom.
This is one of our, like, in the middle of the day rides that we typically try to do because it's like, again, there's not a ton to do in Animal Kingdom, but it's inside. Some of the queue is underneath.
And this is one of the best parts right here.
The hill is amazing.
It drops so fast. That's when they take your picture, and it's just, wow, and you feel it again. This one's great. You don't necessarily want to be in the front because the front kind of blocks you. Again, this one's one of those ones in the back. Want to make sure you're in the back for this one. And as you can see, we're getting ready to come up on the Yeti here. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, you really can't see him. But
no, unless I pause the film, which I'm not going to do, you really can't see him. Because here he comes, disco lights coming on right here. Did I see a Yeti? Did I not? I don't know. For me, I love this ride, always will.
Coming in at number 4 on our list is Hollywood Tower of Terror in Hollywood Studios. This for me is one of my hands down favorite rides. I know I am not a big drop person when it comes to theme parks. I tend to stay away from those kind of rides, but this is different. It really doesn't feel like a drop ride. So it's one of those that I love.
Yeah, your normal drop ride is based on seeing how high up you are and dropping you fast. This one doesn't do that at all. This is all built on suspense. It's built on not knowing when you're going to drop. And you can ride this ride a dozen different times and it will give you a different situation each time because it's programmed differently. This varies than the one out in California because California one has Guardians of the Galaxy. You're trying to escape. This one, you're just in an elevator, it's haunted, and it's going to drop you and scare the crap out of you all the time.
Now, I wanted to point out that we always rope drop this one at Hollywood Studios because this one can tend to get a very big line. I loved how we walked in the morning and they had the misters going. That kind of cooled you off a little bit. When we came back again at the end of the day, it did not have the misters going. But this is one we definitely rope drop, if not get a genie. So then we at least get to ride it twice during our day. Unfortunately, with Fantasmic, you don't get to do this one at the end of the day because after Fantasmic, you got to leave the park.
Yeah, so, you have to kind of decide, do you want to watch the show at the end of the night or do you want to go on some rides? Now, if you watched our video, we had hit every ride in Hollywood Studios by 1 o'clock because we know how to hit that park and we know how to maximize our time. So for us, we wanted to see Fantasmic. If you slept in a little bit, didn't get a chance to rope drop, didn't get a chance to get your lightning lanes, maybe this is one that you sit and wait in the line for. But I
will admit, I love theming in this.
Oh, it's
when you walk
terrific.
Into the creepy hotel room and the cobwebs are everywhere and the couches are old, like 60, 70. Oh, wait, when was it?
1939, I think.
Okay, back in the 30s then. But the theming is great. I love how this is an actual ride. And I love how they open the doors and then we drop. And we come up and then we drop again. And now we're in the dark.
And at the very end, they do have Caesar, which is the little ventriloquist puppet. I didn't catch him here, but as you're finishing up with the ride, you kind of pan back. You see where you are. He's over the right-hand side. And this one hates ventriloquist dolls. That one always creeps her out. And I always go, look, it's moving. But it isn't. But
I will admit, the drops on this are great because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know when they're going to open the doors on you.
Yeah, this is a ride that you can ride. Number 3 on the list is the brand new ride from Magic Kingdom, Tron Light Cycle Run. Why did you love this ride so much?
I love it because I like the seat that you get to sit in. It's different. It's unique. It's not your typical roller coaster ride. The launch of it, like you are literally launched right from the beginning and you shoot outside and you go down and then you're launched and it's a roller coaster in the dark.
It is. For me, the reason this didn't rate number 1, it's not long enough.
No.
If this ride was 3 minutes, it would probably be my number 1 ride because that initial launch is so fun.
Must be in the front row for that.
This one, you have to get the front row. Make sure you do. And the cool thing is, you're going to see here in just a second, is when you go on this ride, you get not only a picture, but you get a moving thing. And I put all 4 of ours. It shows you from the right and from the left. So here we are going one direction. And then, oh, here we are going another direction. And then later in the day, oh, what about this one? That way. And then finally over here. But this initial part here, I wanted to make sure that you saw because it just takes your breath away when they start you on. The music gets you going. You're like, oh, this is going to be great.
But it's also a good ride, too, because if you're one of those that, when this ride first opened, there was a lot of issues with how to get into the seats. If you had big calves, you couldn't ride this ride because you couldn't get the bar over your thigh or your calf.
Yes.
But over time, people have answered questions as to how to get on this ride. It's very easy. It's not complicated. But even for those that don't want to ride this, they do have the normal seat in the back.
So
they make it accommodating.
Being in the front and coming out of this hill is the best part of this ride.
And you see everybody below you.
It's so exhilarating. Neat. This is so much fun. I could ride this one again and again. Now, this one you can only get in a virtual queue or a lightning lane.
Now, a virtual queue was about, what, an hour?
Hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The virtual queue took forever. And it's funny because you constantly see these trains coming out of the station. So they're constantly going
faster.
Yeah, you would think it is, but there is a lot of space inside.
So we did do both. We did the virtual queue and the lightning lane, but I would say the lightning lane was much better. Lightning
lane's great. Gets you right on there. You're able to go right up to the front. So definitely make sure that you pay that extra to get the lightning lane. It's definitely worth it. If you can get the virtual queue, do it. This is one we didn't get to ride at nighttime, and I've heard that the nighttime ride is the best.
We got to see it at night.
We did as we were going on the People Mover, but this ride is so much fun. I just wish it were longer.
I mean, literally, by the time you get into this ride, it's over, and you're like, what? So, I mean, it's a great ride. I'm glad they made it. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's the best one in Magic Kingdom by far.
All right, coming in at number 2 on our list is Avatar: Flight of Passage in Animal Kingdom. This is, I mean, what more can you say about it? I mean, the theming is great. The trees, the rocks, the sounds, the waterfalls. You go into the cave. The ride is different, which I know we kind of talked about in our video. I mean, at the very end, after we got off of this ride, it's a ride where you feel like you are sitting on a banshee. And it breathes, you feel it breathing on your thighs as it's moving in and out. It's a 3D ride. The screen is huge. I love it because I've always wanted to ride a banshee.
For me, part of the element is thrill. This one has a little bit of thrill, but the reason it's on the list for me is re-rideability, the feeling that it gives you, the immersiveness. The very first time I rode this ride, it almost brought me to tears because there was something special about it. Being on the Banshee, feeling it breathing, you do get the smells with this one like Soarin', but you also get a water effect. As you are going through, there's a few scenes here, I'll point them out, but as you're going through the few scenes where water is there, you feel it. You feel the wind brush up against you, and it is amazing. Like, I have a fear of heights. This one you are dropping, but it's so much fun.
You feel the drop, though.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And just waiting in the queue, starting this thing out, now you're there. It's 3D glasses, so if we were able to film with the 3D glasses on the camera, you'd be able to see it even better. But it's incredible, the feeling of flying there and just dropping down, being chased by a line of objects. This ride gives you feelings of, wow, I really just rode on a Banshee.
I love it. This is one of those things where we stop by the, what's the little stand right there next to it?
Pongu Pongu.
We stop by Pongu Pongu. We get a Night Blossom for all 4 of us, and we typically get in line and have a nice cool drink while we're waiting.
You got to make sure that you drink it, though, because it depends on who's there. They will make you finish it or throw it away, and nothing is sadder than throwing away a Night Blossom. But this right here, you feel the water effect on you. It's just incredible. This ride is one you have to rope drop. If you do not rope drop it, it will be 3-hour wait.
Or you hit it at the end of the night, like we did.
Yes, we rope dropped it, went to it first thing. We made sure we had a Genie Plus.
We sacrificed the safari to ride this again.
Yes. Now for us, we didn't rope drop it because we flew in from Baltimore, so we couldn't rope drop it. So we Genie Plus it early in the morning, as soon as we get there, right around noon.
You were Genie Plussing on the airplane.
I was. And then we made sure this was the last ride of the night for us, because if you get in before the park closes, right when it strikes 0, for us it was 7 o'clock, you're able to ride the ride. So we rode this ride. We came out. We were hoping for time to pass so we could actually see the bioluminescent
We
forest
have
at
never
nighttime.
gotten to see that.
Now, unfortunately, Animal Kingdom closes too early every single day because of the animals, of course. But I'd love to be able to see what they put all that extra effort
into. The
into.
The foliage. They're supposed to light up and look luminescent. We've never gotten to see that.
Nope, never have gotten to, because we always have to go in the summer because of kids out of school and stuff.
But I do love those floating islands in the queue line. That is amazing.
It's incredible. And then this final part here where you go and you land, it's real peaceful.
Oh, the turns. When they do those 360s on the Banshees, you're like, oh.
Yeah, you feel like you're going upside down,
and the wind
you really
is
are.
blowing your hair.
This is such a great ride.
I wonder if they're going to do anything with Way of Water.
Maybe. I mean, I just love this. I could literally just sit here in the land like we had here where we're just filming at the end and just listen to the sounds. This is a great ride. And finally, number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot.
Best ride in Disney World.
Why for you is it the best ride?
We'll go back to it again. It's a roller coaster. It's in the dark. It's very up to date with Disney themed with Marvel. The queue line, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to explain that roller coaster vehicle, but it moves with the ride. So it is not a stationary roller coaster like you think. The thing turns and you're turning, and you could be doing a whole 360 in your cart. You call it a cart? or you're.
It's a space vehicle.
You could literally do a 360 in your little 4-person mover. We'll call it a mover. But again, it is my favorite ride. This is one of those that, unfortunately, it makes me sad because they will probably go to a normal standby line in a little bit. So wait times for this one are going to be over probably 2 hours, like what Flight of Passage was.
Oh, it'll be 3 hours easy. But this one checks off all the boxes. Is it immersive? Yes. Did they have stuff to do in the queue line? Yes.
Absolutely.
You get to see the show. You get to hear Peter Quill talk about his time back in Epcot where he got to see Veggie Fruit. You go into this first scene where Glenn Close, her character, Leone Real or something of that nature, talks to you and says, hey, you're coming in. And then we have Terry Crews, which is awesome, and he makes for a moment where he goes, does anyone know what they call themselves? And if you have a very good time joke, you can do that. We heard one where someone said tired, because
broke.
Yeah, that's where you can do it. It's silent, everyone gives you a laugh, it's fun. But the ride is intense. The reason that we like Omni Movers, like the Haunted Mansion, is because the buggies move at such a pace and it can point you to where you are supposed to go. That is what they designed these vehicles to do, at a higher, fast pace. So it's going real fast, it's hauling some butt, and they're still able to point you where you're looking. There's a point where you're going around the moon, and you are constantly staring at the moon because of how it does it. Make sure you get into row number 9.
Oh, the last row is the best.
Because it puts you first on the launch back. So as you are coming down the hill backwards, it really flips you around and you feel it. This ride for me is just the top-notch Disney ride.
We haven't even talked about it. The music. They have some of the best songs playing during this, because we all know Peter Quill was all about his music. So he had Gloria Estefan. He had, who were some of the other?
We had Congo from Gloria Estefan. We had I Run by Flock of Seagulls, and we had September. I mean, all of them were great.
And you're literally singing them. You're singing these songs as you're on a roller coaster, and you don't realize, like, you're moving at a high speed, and you're twisting, and you're turning, and you're in the dark. I would advise, please don't eat something before you get on this ride.
Some people get sick.
Yes, they do.
Some people get disoriented. For me, I've got bad knees. At the end of this ride, you have to go up a staircase and down a staircase. Yes, they have an elevator, but that was a lot of what people's problems were when this ride first started. They got disoriented and then they had to go up and down, and people broke ankles falling down the stairs. So be ready and careful for it. If stairs are not for you, they do have an elevator. You just got to kind of wait.
I love the big room that they bring you in right here.
This room is amazing. And the fact
with
that
the Celestial.
Yeah, the Celestial getting ready to get you. This is one of the best things ever. This ride, just this part where it launches you back and you hear what song you have.
And the lights and the strobes. It's like you feel like you are literally being launched back in time.
Yep.
And see, you're already starting to sing.
And you're just blasting through everything. You're going through portals. You're wrapping around here. You're seeing the battle. You're hearing the Guardians talk about stuff. It's
I love
incredible.
their little side conversations. But yeah, that first launch, like you literally are launched and you know you're going up and then down because you feel it in your stomach. You're like, whoa! And you know what you're in for with this. It's unexpected. It is all same one track.
Yep.
So, but what makes it special is the music. Again, this is a ride that I can ride over and over and over, and I don't think I would ever be sick of it.
No, for me, the only thing that's going to be tough about this one is when they get it out of virtual queue, because we like staying in the parks where we can come on the Skyliner, which puts you at the back of the park. Now, if they let everyone in the front of the park and everyone in the back of the park at the same time, and they're running for this ride, all your Skyliner people are going to be at a disadvantage. Just like we get right onto Remy's, but other people have to run to it. But this ride checks off all the boxes. It is the best ride at Disney World currently. It's going to take a lot to beat this ride, but hopefully Disney Imagineering is up to it, because I hear in the next couple of years,
there we are going around the moon.
They're planning on doing a lot of stuff to supercharge it. So
this is my favorite
I want
ride.
to see what they're going to do.
This is by far my favorite ride here. I got to go on it. We did it 3 times.
Yeah, because we had the extra hours, and that was awesome. So there's not much more that can be said. This is the best ride in Disney World, period.
I'm glad they made it.
So that'll do it for us. That is not the definitive list of the best rides. That's just only our opinion. Some people don't like high thrills. Some people like only high thrills like a Six Flags park.
Some people probably got mad at us because we put Slinky Dog as an honorable mention.
No.
Because there are some that are diehard
More
Slinky
people
fans.
will be diehard that we didn't put People Mover higher. and that's okay.
We feel you.
Yeah,
but
that's why I had to put it on the honorable mention. There are some rides that aren't even listed here. Hey, if you're a diehard teacup fan, I get it.
Or Dumbo.
I love spinning on the teacups. This one won't ever get in there with me because she says I go too fast.
I like a nice, relaxing teacup.
When you come off the ride, if you're not Disney to the point where you feel like you're going to fall, was it really a ride?
I know. Again, I get other people that have watched this. You're probably like, you guys didn't really have a lot of classic Disney rides like Dumbo or the teacups, like Ben said.
And I can
again,
hear
it's just our opinion.
And I hear you people. Kilimanjaro Safaris, where was it? That's a great ride. For me, I can ride that once and be done. But for some people, they can ride it again and again and again.
We sacrificed it to ride Flight of Passage.
And Expedition Everest one more time.
Yes.
2 of the top 5 rides.
So, again, this is just our opinions. Again, we took into consideration theming, the ride, wait times. If it's something we can't do multiple times, then it kind of got a little shot down on our list.
Yep.
The amount of times that you could ride a ride, the theming, did it make us sick when we were done with it? Could we ride it again? I mean, they were just a few factors. The thrills. Again, our biggest thing is the thrills. We are theme park. We love our thrills. Hence why a lot of those made it higher up on our list.
Yep. And for those of you who've ridden the rides, you know where we're coming from. For those of you who didn't, and maybe you're using this to kind of figure out what rides you want to go on, hopefully this was helpful to you.
Sorry that some of your favorites didn't make it.
And hopefully most of them did. But for us, this is the final Disney World video that we have because that kind of took up all of our footage, everything we wanted to cover. Stay tuned in the upcoming weeks. We have something else Disney planned that hopefully you all will want to watch.
I do like, though, that we were able to get all 4 parks in 4 days. So,
Yeah.
A lot of people say, can it be done? Now, I know there's a lot of challenges where people try to do all 4 parks in one day.
Yeah, you got to have a park hopper for that, or an annual pass, which we don't have. We live in Pennsylvania. It doesn't make sense for us to do that yet. But who knows what the future holds? That could be something that we do down the line. But for us, we had a blast. That was a great vacation.
It was. I'm glad we were able to do it and bring you guys along with us.
Yep. But for us, for Disney World, this will be the final part. As far as we're concerned, Ben,
Mayor.
done that. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.